right, we're here at Beacon's Farm with Sandy. It's been a minute that we have not seen you, and we just want to sort of touch bases with you, do a bit of a catch up. It's been a few years since I've had the opportunity to visit the farm with you, and I know you've got a lot going on.
We have, yeah.
So where do we begin?
Well, we could start with the fact that it's lovely to see you out here again.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, really. And I hope you have time to have a quick wander around the farm to see what actually has been going on. But I'll start with one or two of the really big projects. The first one is the expansion of the compost facility. This is in tandem with an even bigger exercise that we've been carrying out with Foster's IWC, Island Waste Carriers, Jason Brown there, Woody Foster and his crew at Foster's. Basically, we've been collecting food waste from the back of the supermarkets at Foster's and the Ritz Hotel, and various other large institutions. And it's brought out to the farm by Jason Brown's IWC.
Right.
And we then put it through our composting facility, and that gives us huge volumes of compost, which we're currently using on our own farm just to get that finished. But we see that as an exercise that will, or a project that will develop in scale over the next couple of years to a point where we'll be bagging the compost and also mulch and selling it from our shop, but also or at some point in the near future, we'll be selling it from other wholesale outlets, from nurseries, and hopefully from A.L. Thompson's at some point.
Yep.
So that is a game changer, really, because the volumes that we're going to be able to produce when we've finished our compost facility, or the expansion of it, will be huge. We're talking literally, thousands of tons of compost.
Wow.
That's the first major project that we're looking at.
Before we go on, it's probably worth just mentioning for the benefit of our listeners, because some people may not have heard of Beacon Farm. So maybe we reverse a little bit and explain to people what the overall vision is for Beacon Farms, who works here, what it is that you actually do here as well. Right.
Well, this is the exciting part. What I've just told you is being carried out by people who are in recovery from drugs and alcohol. So everybody who works here is a Caymanian who gets bussed up here from the other areas of the island every morning. They work at the farm. It's their business. They can also live here, rent a room on our farm, exactly where I'm sitting. In fact, I'm in their living room right now. So it's a locally registered charity, and our objective is to create an all-encompassing agricultural environment in which they can choose all sorts of different vocational work. For example, at some point in the future, we hope to develop our ecotourism business. They can work in our hydroponics or the nurseries or aeroponics, or work in the farm shop or the welcome center. They could develop in areas out in the field in traditional farming, or work with farming services, which is a service I'm about to tell you about, which I'll segue into, is we're doing something else that hasn't been done on the island to date, and that's we're creating soil with our rock crushing machine on other people's farms. We've done several farms successfully in Boddentown, and we worked extensively in developing Alti's farm, A.L. Thompson's farm, out at East End in High Rock, where we did at least 50 acres, and they are now planting trees and other vegetables. So it turns the land basically into commercial land. So you may have an acre, but due to the rock that you have in that acre, you can't plant commercially. So you can't actually plant mathematically. You know, for example, the plants can't be 25 to 30 inches apart with 2-foot rows, you know, until you remove the rock. By crushing the rock and adding compost, you start that scientific process of creating organic soil. And that's basically what farming services have started doing. So it's another method or another way in which Beacon Farms is integrating itself into the community and assisting in an even bigger subject, which is food security.
Right.
That we are all concerned about now, including the government. It's an area where everybody can contribute, and we're making a small contribution ourselves, and a subject that we hope will stay at the forefront of people's minds, because we could end up in a pretty dire situation possibly in the future.
Yes, absolutely. So, I mean, it's so interesting. Every time I speak to you, I feel like, I don't know if you remember, Sandy, well, in the States, we had this Future Farmers of America in high school, and some of my, classmates were in that program. I always speak to you, and I feel like it's so futuristic, the things that you're talking about. Maybe I just don't know enough about the world of farming and composting, and, it's just cutting edge. How successful do you think you've been? It's been a couple years since we've spoken to you. We've seen the composting area before. When you measure your success, I know you're obviously doing it on different levels. You're measuring the success of the program in terms of the people who work here. That's obviously your primary focus. But then you're also looking at the initiatives that you're launching. You talk about the importance of food security, being able to produce compost in potentially larger volumes. How successful do you think you've been so far on both fronts?
Well, considering some of the handicaps that you would have as a startup organization, we've been actively developing a business,
right,
as opposed to just a charity, for about 4 years. And in that 4 years, we lost a year because of COVID. We then had a tremendous fire, which is on our documentary video, which is, by the way, is now out on YouTube. So anybody can watch it if they just Google, Beacon Farms, the documentary. If you take into account, the fire, COVID, the fact that everybody who works here was learning how to farm, because the job application is for people who are addicts, not people who've qualified as farmers necessarily. So we didn't actually have any farmers. So everybody had to learn to become a farmer and to understand what it was that they were actually producing. And then, of course, you then go, well, we need money. So we had to raise some of the money, some of the capital, and we're still doing that. We've got a golf tournament on Friday at the North Sound. And if you're, by the way, just a segue into that, if anybody's interested in playing in it, we've still got some spaces. You can go to our website, which is www.cayman.org, Beacon Farms, www.beaconfarms.org. We, considering those handicaps, they've done incredibly well, absolutely fantastically. And the fact that the growth in what they're producing, the fact that we sell now in supermarkets, in restaurants, to private clients, we sell from our shops with our agricultural produce. We also have a small factory, as you know, that makes jams, jellies, hot sauces, lip balms, soaps, coconut oil, and these are all sold in hotels and other venues, shops, etc. It's a tremendous success, and then finally, the fact that we are very circumspect about. We're very circumspect about. Sorry, I lost my thread there. Actually, we're very circumspect about the money that we're spending. So every dollar that we're given, we're financially very conscious of the fact that we do not want to have handouts for the rest of the life of the farm. The objective is to put the farm in a financially sustainable position as soon as we can. And currently, we're looking at the end of 2029, possibly 2030, at which point we want to see that the farm would stand here on its own from a financially sustainable perspective. So in answer to your question, rather in a long-winded way, do I think that we've come quite far? I think, considering everybody who works here, it's been truly incredible. And from a social perspective, I get goosebumps considering that the people who work here, 90% of the time are considered unemployable. And yet we see them every day of the week.
Right.
Every day of the week, they turn up for work. They're proud of what they do. They're proud of the farm. And that, in its own right, is truly an incredible exercise. Needless to say, it's something that I could go on talking to you about for the rest of the week, constantly,
Absolutely.
24 hours a day. I think it's an amazing project.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. And we'll get a look around the farm a little bit to see some of what you have been up to since our last visit. But, you know, looking for new areas of expansion, monetization, when you talk about, for example, the new food recycling, that's something that has bothered a lot of people. Like it's crazy that we've just been disposing of wasted food with no real plan. Tell us a little bit about how that came about, because I think some of us are probably curious.
Well, that's really interesting, because when we first started to work the farm, we discovered we had no soil. So we had to create soil. And that was when we discovered the rock crusher in Israel, working in the desert, and we recognized that it was a unique type of rock crusher, unlike any rock crusher that we'd had on the island before. And we started to crush the rock, create the compost for ourselves, and start to develop the soil on the farm. And then it was through that we understood the potential for creating compost for other farmers, other households, other businesses, developers, anybody who was interested in improving the ecological environment of the island. And that we then realized that we could actually produce compost at a very, very economic price in comparison to the importation of grade A compost. And by the way, we had our compost sent to the United States and tested, and the quality of it is up around about grade A. So it's a unique product produced economically here, and it's from the island. So it made sense to develop that and create an even bigger business. That's what we're aiming to do. But an interesting, again, segue away from the big subject. Although we collect from lots of large institutions, we have one tiny little contributor, and that's the Montessori School by the Sea. And the kids there, they collect their green waste after they finish their lunch, and they put it in a tiny little pot, And Jason Brown, who alongside us pioneered this whole exercise, and Jason, we've got a lot to thank for it. He sends one of his trucks around to that school to pick up that little pot. Now, you know, that's the most important little piece of organic material that we could collect, because the story behind that is that you can then show school children, once we develop this to introduce it to other schools in the future, you can then show the complete cycle of compost. You know, the collection of green waste, it goes to the farm, it gets turned into compost, it goes to somebody else's farm where they grow vegetables. Those vegetables get sold at a supermarket. You go to the supermarket with your mother, you buy those vegetables, they're local, they're not imported, they're high quality because they haven't traveled very far, and then you eat them. And so that cycle being shown to people is something truly exciting for the island and for the country. So yeah, we love that little story.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
it's probably the most important one. Very difficult to teach adults anything,
Yeah.
but children are like sponges.
They get it.
Yeah.
They absolutely
Yeah.
get it. And it also makes them feel like, even if it's in a small way, that they are part of the solution.
Absolutely.
They're making a meaningful
Yeah.
contribution.
Well, they are the solution. And, the objective, again, we have an educational program, and we have been in discussions with the King's Trust when they were here. We've started to look at different programs for education. We're already getting school tours from science classes up here during the course of the week, during term time. We've got an educational centre designed. We're just looking for funding for it, as we have to with other major projects. So our interest in education is twofold, really. One, for our own staff in developing their understanding of the industry that they're in, but also in developing our relationships with the rest of the community, the schools primarily, and how important agriculture is to the country. How important it is to understand that you don't actually just have to become an accountant or a lawyer or a banker, that there is an alternative. And we're seeing more and more young people interested in that. They come through the door at the farm and they ask us questions about the science of farming because they've purchased a piece of land. And so that for us is really interesting. We're cultivating relationships with, as a university, a science university in the United States, and also a very large agricultural college in Jamaica, the largest agricultural college. So education in a rounded way is incredibly important for us. We get all age groups up here, from 16, 17, 18, right the way up to 65, 68 years of age, men and women. So education, not just for our own staff, but for the country in general, is critical. It's critical to our mission.
So you're still doing tours? Groups still come through?
Yes, we are.
Tour, yes.
And we're hoping to increase that this year. Currently, we do tours Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 o'clock in the morning. And we can probably take up to about 25 per tour. And we strongly recommend that you put a decent pair of shoes on and come up here and see us and meet the people who are in the documentary, which, as I said earlier, is on YouTube as the Beacon Farms documentary, and it's well worth watching. It's 3 years old now, but it still gives you a really decent background and an understanding of the value of the farm to the community.
Yes. Let's talk about the documentary a little bit. I remember when it previewed at the Cayman Islands cinemas, and we were invited to view it. There was a point during the discussion afterwards where a question was asked about how many of you have had your loved ones, or maybe even yourselves, been impacted by substance abuse. And the number of hands that went up, my gosh, I would have to say it was probably in the 90-something percentile, because this is actually something that touches us all in some way or another. So whether it was a parent that maybe he was never quite diagnosed as an alcoholic, but everybody in the family kind of whispered around it, and you knew that this person had a problem with alcohol. Perhaps they were a little bit more functional than some others. Or, it's the uncle who, despite being academically talented as a young man, became a drug addict. And so this is something that impacts all of us. And I think in smaller communities, the impact is so much greater, because we do know so many people who've been affected by substance abuse. So the documentary was very heartwarming, and it was such a stark reality into life here on the farm. And I think that just a really great job was done capturing the essence of what it is that you do here, and also the life of an addict and addiction in general. You say it's 3 years old now. Do you think the story has changed much at all, or is it pretty much still that same struggle in terms of the story for the addicts themselves who come here? Is the struggle still very much the same?
I think that's an interesting question. From the social aspect, from the addict's perspective, no, but the farm has definitely improved generally as a place for people to come and work. So as we develop as an institution, our offerings become broader. People can come and work in different disciplines. Not everybody wants to go out and work in a field, for example, in August. So by developing and acquiring other business revenue-making streams like hydroponics and aquaponics and bigger nurseries, etc., people are offered different disciplines within the agricultural literacy program, we call it. It allows them to work in a different area. So sort of in answer to your question, it's probably a better place now. I would say no, definitely a better place to come and work if you're an addict and you're serious about your recovery. I feel involved in the industry and seeing people who are in recovery more often than most people. It is actually getting worse, and I think we have a problem, and the farm fulfills a major role in capturing people who've fallen through every single net. And that's the beautiful thing about the farm. And if you fall out of the farm because you go back out and start again, you can always clean yourself up and come back. And nobody makes any judgment calls on that. You can come back as often as you like for the rest of your life. It's a disease, and we recognize that, and it provides the farm provides an environment in which people can get close to the soil, close to nature, and work with people who have exactly the same issues that they have. So that's the part of the project that gives me goosebumps, because it's so important for any society anywhere in the world to take care of the people who have really suffered through this disease that has such a stigma attached to it, and such a socially it has an awful silence to it when people talk about this problem inside families. It's embarrassing, and unfortunately it's changing, but it's changing slowly, and we need to deal with it. I'd like to see the farm here for the next generation and the generation after that, because we know that we are going to have kids out there and young adults who are going to need somewhere to work in a comfortable environment. And you can see yourself here. This is a beautiful house. It used to belong to Edna Moyle years ago. You can rent a room upstairs with an ensuite bathroom if you work here. And it's a reasonable rent, and it's a clean environment. There are no drugs or alcohol allowed. And you can start to really look after your life, probably for the first time.
What's your rate of, I don't know if recidivism is really the right term for what you do here, but when you talk about the fact that, people get as many chances really as they need, how many people are you finding, are kind of falling into that cycle where they have to leave, get clean, come back again? How pervasive is that?
Right. It goes in waves. We can have 6 months to 8 months to a year in which the staff is pretty stable. We don't lose anybody. But then very recently we lost somebody, and it's really quite sad, because in that particular example, it was a lady, and she was doing extremely well. We'd we'd earmarked her for a promotion, and she was running the farm shop and working in the agricultural production unit, the factory, and running that. But unfortunately, she slipped and went back out. It happens. We accept that it happens. But what we try and do is chase them up and just let them know that if they ever decide to change their minds and come back, the door's always open, and they're always welcome to work here, always.
Yeah, that takes a lot of compassion to be able to deal with addicts, I think, certainly in that way.
Yes.
What's the biggest hurdle for the addict living in Cayman when it comes to wanting to, get clean and stay that way long term?
We're not medical professionals, and we don't profess to be. We're a business that employs alcoholics and drug addicts. Where if we have somebody drug tested, it's outsourced. I think there are people who are better qualified to answer that question, I'm sure, both in the government and in other institutions. But I would say from just my own experience, it is extremely difficult. It's a socially awkward, well, that's a polite word. It's a difficult disease to cope with socially, as I'm sure you're aware and most people are aware. And as you pointed out, when the film was being shown at the cinema in Cayman Bay, the amount of people that put their hands up who either knew somebody or knew somebody in their family that had this awful affliction, it's pretty prevalent, but very difficult to deal with. We're active. We don't theorize. We're not in the business of telling other people how to run institutions, or we just simply get on with the fact that we're a down-to-earth, pardon the pun, farm that produces, holistically an environment in which alcoholics and addicts can work together in a happy environment. They get paid, they have their pension, they get health care, they can live here, and we push them either to do well here and stay here, because obviously if you're expanding a business, you need a core team of people who are going to rise up and work through the development of the business. But we also encourage people to move on, to go back into society and to start doing what they probably would have loved to have done if they didn't have the affliction in the first place. Not really answering your question about but it's just
it's a difficult question.
It's just that I'm not a professional caregiver.
Yes.
And I wouldn't want to tread on areas where there are professionals in the country who actually understand and analyze the bigger picture.
Yes. Can you tell us a little bit about what's available here? What sort of support you do have for the recovering addict? Do they get access to counseling if they need it? How does that bit work?
Yeah, if somebody arrives here and they have an organized counseling course, then they get the time out to finish that course or continue it. Occasionally the requirements are psychiatric. Obviously we adhere to all of that. People get the time out to do that. One of the strongest elements of the farm is quite simply, everybody who works here is in recovery. So everybody understands, whether they like the other person or not, they understand the problems that person is having or had. And so that relationship, coupled with the fact that it's terrific to work close to the earth, and we know that globally, the idea of people working with their hands in the soil, for example, is therapeutic, generally. So the strength of the farm isn't that we have on-staff psychiatrists or doctors, or we're not. We, as I said earlier, we're primarily a charitable business that employs alcoholics and drug addicts who are very serious about recovery, and we leave it to other people to deal with the other issues. Obviously, we keep very serious private records of any medical issues that somebody might have on the farm, any issues with psychiatric or just social services or the prison service. They're all dealt with in a manner that's, in line with our country's regulations, laws, etc. But we don't have counselors. It's a business. And one of the exciting ideas is that the people who work here are putting together a business that they understand that if they could get it viable, it will be here forever. It's their business. That's part of the stimulus of the whole farm, the ethos of it, is that it's not just somewhere where you can wander around doing whatever you like. It's a business. You come to work and you clock in, unbelievably, on a farm. You clock in with facial technology. You don't have a clocking in card. So it's a forward-thinking institution.
Yes. How many people do you have currently working here in the farm?
12.
Okay.
Yeah. And that fluctuates. Goes from 12 to 15. We'd like to get it up to 25. We're hoping that with funding and the development of the businesses, the different revenue streams, we're hoping to get it up to, around about 25, maybe 26 people. Even more. I mean, we'd love to have more people up here.
Yes.
If you see how many people are sitting outside liquor stores, because I think we have the record per square mile for liquor stores. So if you see people sitting outside liquor stores, just think, potentially there's one less there because the farm exists.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so we're going to tour a little bit of the farm here today as well. Does all 12 of them live on the farm, or do some they're day workers?
We currently, they're day workers.
Okay.
We have 2 currently living on the farm. We've got a 3rd coming in this month. The rest get bussed up, or they drive to work. They're in the final. You're always an addict. You're always an addict, and you're always in recovery. However, these people are in the stages of recovery where in order to work at the farm, with all of the machinery that we have here, the chances of getting injured, they have to have their license back, they have to have an ID, they have to have a bank account, and they have to spend at least 6 months in our sister organization, which is a halfway house at West Bay called the Bridge Foundation. And the Bridge Foundation is obviously a lot more serious about the social care of alcoholics in recovery. And that's mainly where we get our staff from.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Well, thank you so much. We're going to, I think, walk around a little bit and see some different elements of the facility. And again, I know that some of our listeners haven't had the opportunity to see much of the farm. So let's see if we can do that.
Oh, it's a pleasure. And they're looking forward to seeing you.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Yeah, Sasha exemplifies everything that, an industrious, intelligent, hardworking person. I just don't know what we would do without her, because a really, truly remarkable human being. And hopefully, I'll say this on camera so that she gets stuck. Hopefully she'll end up as the COO, because there's no pressure. Yeah. But she's wonderful, and she's going to tour you around, because I really want her to talk about it.
All right, sounds great.
Okay.
Get it in.
All right, so thank you so much. All right, Sasha, you lead the way.
Sure. So first step, I guess, we're just gonna go and see where we process all of the jams and the sauces and make the oil.
Yeah, fantastic. Now I saw some, what are the beautiful birds with the tails?
Peacocks.
Peacocks. You've got a few of those on the
Oh,
farm.
we got a lot of them on the
Oh,
farm.
really? Wow.
Yeah.
They're so pretty.
They have moved in. we
They love it here.
we didn't bring them here, but they found
They found
a
you.
home. Yeah.
Aw, that's fantastic.
So you'll see too when we go out in the field how much fencing and stuff has had to go up because of them actually.
Oh, the peacocks,
some
really?
of the other pests on the island, yes.
They all want to join you here in the
They
farm.
all want to have a little taste of the, the produce. So it's lunchtime, so it's quiet in here now, but this is where we do our processing. Then we have different equipment in here to help us with the processing. So like when we're squeezing coconut for coconut oil, we've got things like these presses here. These are really handy tools. The nice thing about tools like these is that they're multi-purpose. So like we can squeeze mangoes, we can squeeze guavas, we can squeeze coconut, we can squeeze just about anything that's not too hard with these. We have other machinery like our flour mill. So the flour mill now, any kind of starchy sort of produce like cassava, breadfruit, coconut, we can make flour out of that as well. So it's another multi-purpose tool. And then also we've got, you know, some storage in here because storage is very important for us.
What are these things? These rotary looking?
These are our graters, our coconut graters. So we actually made these ourselves.
Really?
Yeah. The only thing we bought was these little grater heads. We got them on Amazon, I think.
Okay.
So all the motors and stuff, we just rigged it up, and then when we're ready to do the grating, we husk the coconut, we crack it in half, and then you know it's just like a little cup, right?
Right.
So you just press that against the grater head. That grates all the coconut meat from inside.
Wow.
And then that gets mixed with hot water, and we press it to extract the milk and oil from the shredded coconut.
Fantastic. Oh, very industrious.
Yeah, so you know, we've been hard at work. All that coconut oil down there has been processed over the last month or so. All of that stuff. And we're in the mango season now, of course. So what's really going on here at the moment is the collection and preservation of mangoes to last us through the year.
Right.
So the nice thing about this place is the storage.
And so this is virgin coconut oil, and
Yes.
people can purchase these products directly from the farm.
From here, yes. And we haven't really gotten into any of the supermarkets yet, but we do have some retailers in town, some of the tourist shops and stuff will carry it.
Yeah.
And you can buy it from here, of course.
Yeah. And of course, all organic because
Yes.
it's made right here in the farm.
Right. And you know, we don't overheat it. That's why it's in this solid state. So it's not overheated, it's not bleached, nothing. It's just
Pure
pressed
coconut oil.
and strained and separated from the milk and bottled.
Wow.
It's nice stuff. And then we've gone on to make other products with the oil as well. So we're doing things like lip balms with our coconut oil, and we use local beeswax for that as well, and we do sugar scrubs. We also make coconut flour with the shredded coconut.
Very nice.
Like I said, since we're in the mango season now, we've been bagging and freezing mangoes. So
Oh my gosh.
this freezer, we have 2 freezers in the shop.
A
But this
whole freezer full of mangoes.
Yeah.
Look at that, folks. When you're a mango lover, this is how you do it.
Right.
Make sure that you
So-
never run out.
that hopefully will hold us for the year.
Yeah.
With all of the sauces and hot sauces and jams
Yeah.
and stuff that we try
So
to
what
make.
sort of products do you normally make with the mangoes?
We have a really nice mango hot sauce.
Okay.
We also do pepper jelly. We do
Nice.
jam, of course. I think that's kind of where we are with the mangoes. I'm trying to
Okay.
think if there's another product. Yeah, those 3 are the main ones. And then with the hot sauces, we started with just the mango hot sauce, but we've moved into making papaya hot sauce. We've tried a lime hot sauce. We've also tried a bilimbi hot sauce. I know a lot of people don't know what bilimbi is,
Okay.
but it's related to the star fruit, but it's really sour. And we've got a
Okay.
couple trees here, so we tried that. So we've
Wow.
been experimenting.
Yes, with
different
some
things.
recipes and
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
Remind us of the size of the farm, because some people may not know.
The property itself is 34 acres. So
Right.
we've got quite a bit of land. We've got maybe about 5 acres actually cleared and crushed and
Okay.
and sort of amended with compost and all that. So we're not farming the entire 34 acres. The majority of the land is still untouched woodland. So I'm kind of thinking about leaving it like that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We may cut some trails through that area.
Yeah.
So it's a nice nature walk for guests.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful.
All right. So I think the next.
Now I see you've also got some. Oh goodness me! I just had some this morning for breakfast. Some breadfruit. How can I forget? Do you do anything with breadfruit?
Well, unfortunately, this is the only breadfruit tree we have.
Oh,
And
wow.
I told you about the flour mill. And
Yeah.
I really want to get into trying a breadfruit flour.
Okay.
But because this is the only breadfruit tree that we have, everything that we pick is like so fresh.
Yeah.
But we have an orchard that we're starting. And we're planning to plant out a lot more breadfruit trees.
Okay.
We're actually next week we're going to be trying to graft this tree because it's such a nice yellow heart
Yes.
breadfruit tree.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to air layer it and get
Yes.
some cuttings from it, and
Okay.
then plant those out. And hopefully, when they start to bear, then we can look into
Some more products.
expanding,
Yeah.
into that. But everything
Okay.
that comes off this tree, it's already sold.
Girl, the mosquitoes are already coming for me.
They're terrible up here right now.
Oh my goodness. So lots of mango trees for sure.
Yeah.
How many variety of mangoes do you think you've got?
Got 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've got Cari mango, we have Namdok, we have
Yes.
East Indian, and
This
have
one is
like
a
a
local round mango?
Yes.
Not the long one. This is a round
No,
one.
that's the round one. We do have a local long mango as well. So I think that's
Those
4
are my
that are kind
favorite.
of decent. But these are really good for the jam and the sauces and stuff. So we don't really
Right.
sell them for eating. How stringy they
Yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're very.
But
this
the other
one's very
varieties, we're selling to supermarkets
Okay.
and guests that come up to the farm.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. And then, I
Alright.
mean, the nice thing about the property, I'm sure you had heard before, but this used to be Mrs. Edna Moyle's
Yes.
house. And then it passed on to another owner after her. And
Yep.
all of these people have planted, when they had the property, they planted out trees.
Is that my local long mango tree right there?
Yeah, that's it there.
You have any that are turned? Maybe I could beg you for some later.
No, we have some Cari mango in the shop right now.
Oh,
but,
I don't like them ripe. I just want them turned.
Yeah,
so
we have
not
some
green,
Namdok,
but
I think that's turned.
no, I
if
want my
we-
little local mangoes with salt and pepper.
when we come back, we
Okay.
but yeah, the good thing is all these trees were here when we got the property. So
I should have
you
carried
know.
some bug spray today.
Oh, it's really bad, especially under the trees.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is such a beautiful property though.
It really is. It's so nice and peaceful up here.
Yeah.
Especially when you.
And people live in this little house as well?
Yes, we have one.
Okay.
We have a tenant living there.
Nice.
Mr. Bud Valinsky. So
Yeah.
he runs the halfway house in West Bay, and he
Okay.
actually was the one of the initial founders of the charity.
Oh wow.
Him and Mr.
And then
Granger.
people, if someone wanted to live on property and actually work here, they can pay a little bit of rent and stuff as well. And
The staff that work
Yeah.
here, we have 5 bedrooms available to them. So
I'm
if
trying
they
to see if that's a mango I can pick up, but I think it's too
choose-
right. I'm looking at the ground. Oh my gosh, the mangoes are like,
litter in the ground,
yeah, they're out of waste.
Yeah.
Oh
There's
my
a lot
goodness.
to keep up with. I
Wow.
got one person up in there working and limited space. So
Which mango tree is this again? Oh my God,
Oh.
I got to tell you the truth.
you know what? You want to pop in there and we get a little. All right, so we'll head down to the compost facility. I guess,
Yes,
to be the next
we'll
stop.
love to see that.
Yeah, so everyone's so excited about that. I
Yeah.
get so many calls, people are asking, oh, when are you going to be selling your compost? And we're really hoping end of this year we might be able to start going.
To start doing more commercial
Yeah.
sales and stuff of
Retail.
it. Yeah.
Of course, the majority of what we've made so far has gone into our fields,
Right.
but we're kind of getting there now where we can start to. We have a little excess we can give away or
Yeah.
sell, not give away, sell.
To sell, absolutely. It's a business.
Right, we got to keep this going.
That's right.
Uh,
Fantastic.
all right, watch your foot.
Yep. And these look like more of the mangoes that I like.
These
the
are
local
the ones
ones?
you like.
Aw. So this
Yeah.
is a tree here.
Yeah, I mean, there's some.
Oh, that
these
one, those
trees
two look really good. I'll take those
so
if
big, though. These trees are. We've been
they're
talking
huge.
for
Yeah.
a while on trimming them down because, the
Yeah.
harvesting is, and then once they hit the ground,
That's it.
They're bruised
What about
up.
that tree? Looks pretty. I'm a mango. Everybody knows I'm a mango fanatic,
When we wrap up,
but only my local long mangoes. I have an East Indian tree, and I don't touch them.
Oh,
Everybody comes like, "Oh, can we get mangoes?" I'm like, "Go right ahead,"
long
because
mango.
my
Okay.
husband kills me. Don't give away the mangoes.
Well, after we wrap up, we see if we can
Yeah,
set you up with some.
absolutely.
So yeah, here is our facility for now.
Yes.
This is our research size, but we are planning to expand it. Currently, we are getting green waste. You can see all the fruit piled up there. We're getting that from Foster's Supermarket. The Ritz, I believe, is also a partner with us.
Yes.
And some of the other hotels.
Very nice.
And we'd love to expand that. I mean, of course, all of this is also a big recycling project on top of a compost creation
Yes, of course.
project. So all of that material would have ended up in the landfill. And that's coming
It's
from
amazing.
one supermarket.
Wow.
So imagine, if we had all the supermarkets and
Yeah.
hotels and places on board, how much waste we could really
Absolutely.
absorb.
And how often do you get a delivery? Is it daily that you're receiving?
3 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah. And we do our mixes every week.
Yeah.
So that material is mixed with the shredded brown waste.
Okay.
So all the material down in the back there has come from local landscapers that work in the area.
Okay.
And it benefits them, benefits us. They don't have to drive all the way down to town. They can keep working up here. We get some waste that we can use for compost. And of course, the landfill doesn't need to accept that either.
Right.
So I think
Fantastic.
everybody kind of wins in the whole situation here.
Absolutely.
And then our facility, composting, people do it at home, but those who have done it at home understand it can be a long process.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So we've got this facility set up where we are speeding up that process. And the way that we're doing that is we have pipes running in the floor of this facility here. And when we're doing the composting, we turn on our compressors, we force oxygen into the piles, and of course that oxygen feeds all of the fungi, bacteria, and other microorganisms in there, and that speeds up the breakdown of the material.
Right.
And because
And how long does it normally take?
about a month it'll sit on here.
Okay.
It's still pretty rough stuff, but after a month it's broken down to the point where we could use it in our fields. But right now we're taking it out there. We kind of piled it up until we're ready to use it. It continues to break down out there. But the other nice thing about having it set up like this and being able to force air into these piles is that rapid decomposition causes high temperatures in the piles, and that helps to kill any seeds that may be in there, any harmful pathogens, pests, and things like that. We get up to 165 degrees in these piles,
Wow.
so that takes care of most of
Okay.
that.
I see you've got a little temperature gauge there,
yes.
so you monitor.
So we can monitor.
So this is quite a scientific process, Sasha.
Yes.
People, you're not just throwing dirt on there and go.
No, it's not just like your backyard where you throw a couple peels and some
I
skins
know.
of things and stuff. No.
Exactly. This
It's
is
been
very
ground up, and it's also when we're doing the mixes, we mix everything in this big mixer here. So that makes sure that the compost piles are homogeneous, they're mixed well, and so it's mixed in there, and then it's put down over here. And then we start to package it for sale. We'll probably look into the screening and sieving of it, because there's sometimes pieces that get into the compost from garbage that's dropped too. And then we just got some new machinery too in the back here. That red machinery that you see here.
Oh, yes.
That's our new bagging machinery.
Oh.
So we've got bagging machinery set up that when we are going to be doing the bagging of the compost, that just automatically weighs it out. So we'll have uniform bags, and it also
very good.
seals the bags for us as well. So
Yeah.
that will really help in getting a more commercial sort of operation going.
Right.
And
That's
in the process
fantastic.
of ordering our bags with our labeling and all of that as well. So
Yeah.
we are on our way to,
Yes.
to getting that
That's
out
fantastic.
there to the public.
And this is not a cheap industry to be in.
Oh no.
I know, just looking at the equipment,
Yeah.
I can understand from a business perspective that there's a substantial cost
Yes,
involved.
the maintenance costs for the equipment
yeah.
that we have, making sure that staff's trained appropriately,
Mm-hmm.
all of the packaging that would have to go into it, all of that is a cost.
Yeah. That's fantastic, though.
And we're all doing
beautiful.
it with people who, for the most part, haven't done this type of work before. So
There's a bit of training,
yes,
obviously, that
training
goes on with
involved.
that.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So the next thing we're gonna pass by, I guess, is our little nursery, our humble nursery that we have. Yeah, I mean, the purpose of the farm really is, I mean, of course, to hire people in recovery, but we also wanted Beacon Farms to be an example of what modern farming could be in Cayman, right? Because we all know what we've been doing for years. If you get a little piece of land and you find some soil and you try to see what you can put in there and get what you can out of it. But we want to mechanize farming.
Yes.
So the first stage of that really is our greenhouse here. And this is where we will start our seedlings before they're put out in the field. And we do have machinery that if we wanted to, we could set that machinery up to plant these seedlings for us. So I can show you the attachment that would do that type of work. But before we could use that machine to do that job, we need to start the seedlings in here.
Right.
In this area here, this used to be our research. We used to call this our research garden.
Yeah.
It's looking a little, funny right now. But we just planted out some tomatoes. They're still establishing themselves. They'll soon be bushy and green.
Oh, beautiful.
And then we've got some cantaloupe over here, which will be coming out soon, but that'll be replaced with sorrel. So we're gearing up for Christmas already. And
Nice.
then, let me show you that machinery then. So this is where, some of those costs we were talking about really come in as well, maintaining the machinery.
Of course. First, you've got to purchase the machine and then
and
make sure that you're able
the
to maintain them
machinery.
properly. Yeah.
Exactly. And with all the salt air and stuff that we've
Oh,
got,
yes.
they tend to need a lot of maintenance. We want to build a machinery barn. That is one of the goals coming up this year, to get the machinery out of the elements. And if any work needs to be done on them, we can do it inside where there's not dust blowing into everything, all the gears and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not a mechanic, but
Sure.
that's what I've been told. So this
Absolutely.
attachment here, this is what I was talking about. This attachment can be hooked up to a tractor,
Oh, wow.
and it does about 4 jobs.
Oh,
So
wow.
when we're doing our fields, currently we have been using it out in our field, and what we're using it for now is to lace the irrigation line. It will simultaneously lay the plastic down. It will fold the soil over the plastic to keep it tight, and then it will punch holes in the plastic for the seedlings to go into. And as I said, if we were planting the seedlings as well, those seedlings that we have in the nursery, we could just drop those into these little cups, and those would be planted into the ground. So in one pass, we could do all of these jobs, and the field could be done, instead of in days, in hours. We could have a field planted.
Wow.
So it's a really
Beautiful.
innovative and new piece of equipment on the island. And the thing is, you wouldn't be able to use this type of machinery on just any old piece of land. Like, you have to have nice deep soil, nice loose soil. And that's where the rock crushing and the compost come in.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so we can take a look at our commercial fields now.
Absolutely.
Show you what's going on.
I'm staring
down
at your mango tree again.
there. And you're still scoping out mango.
Absolutely.
Let me ask Robert here. He's the one that does all the harvesting around here. Rob, you have any long mangoes? She's looking for mangoes.
Turn ones. Yeah, with a little salt. I want to do it with a little salt and pepper in my sauce. They look kind of green. I like them turned like nice yellow.
I hear you. You should probably make the turn one.
I'm a mango fanatic.
Yeah.
This is probably the last good batch that I get
That's
now,
all
you know.
you're looking at on this trip. Which mango?
The season now is just about wrapping up, so
Yeah.
I have to wait a whole another year to indulge again.
You want to hold up
But,
for us, Rob? You want to get them on the way back then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
get me a few, please. Thank you so much.
We'll cross by here when we're coming back.
You know, I didn't think about that on my way to the farm this morning, but I'm so glad that I see all these lovely mango trees.
Go down here.
Now, can we have a look in here? Can we
Yeah,
sneak
sure.
a little
We can take a peek.
peek in here? Yeah, let's just show people what the.
We were looking at them this morning.
They're coming in
banana
nicely.
orchids flowering. All right.
Beautiful.
So, as I said, this is our humble nursery.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to be replacing this soon, but this is served us about 6-7 years now. But we have all the parts to build a nice new nursery.
Nice.
With like sliding doors, 30 by 100 foot, I believe.
Oh, wow.
So we really have a lot of space. But
Beautiful.
currently, this is, like I said, where we start our seedlings. So we got pepper
Yes.
seedlings. We got some sorrel that we've started. Eggplants.
Oh, can I see what the eggplant looks like?
Sure.
I'm curious to see what that looks like before.
We've got some big ones here. We had some excess after we did our planting, but these are eggplant seedlings.
Oh,
here.
wow. Look at that. It's so pretty.
Yes. So these are the long eggplants.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've started some round ones, I believe. Brown eggplants, which are over there or under there. Okay. And then this is a little sorrel that's going to be going out soon.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. We find it's better to start the plants in the nursery. Make sure they have a good head start before they go in the ground. And then we have the pests and stuff roaming around there that sometimes you plant them out when they're really small, or you plant the seed and then the seed goes missing. So this way we get a better outcome.
Yeah,
Starting them from
absolutely.
here.
Absolutely gorgeous. And then here you're drying.
Right, so this is some sorrel that was harvested.
Oh, okay.
And we're collecting seed from these now. So the seed will be saved. We have a cool storage area that we keep our seed in. And they'll be saved for the next crop of sorrel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you guys really do reuse.
Yeah, we were ordering a lot of our seeds from overseas. And then we said, you know what, let's just keep our own seeds.
Yeah. What's this one?
This is tobacco.
Oh, this is what tobacco looks like?
So what's going on now? We were growing it commercially, right? Because we do have ties with the Cayman Cigar Company. And so we tried that for a while. But tobacco is a very expensive crop, which is why they grow it in places like Cuba, and Mexico and places like that.
Yeah.
So by the time we finished growing our crops and we gave the cigar company our bill, they were like, "Oh no, this is a little too high." So we kind of came out of the commercial growing. But what we're doing is we are now planting it and then collecting seed from it from the best plants, and we'll continue to do that. And in that way, we're planning to develop a Cayman variety of tobacco.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how does this become like the tobacco that we know? Does it have the same smell? Like if I smell this, does it smell like tobacco?
This is still pretty young.
Oh,
But when it gets older, you'll feel the stickiness on it.
Okay.
And you really don't get the flavor of the tobacco until you dry it and ferment it.
Okay.
So
Wow.
This is going to be an interesting project. We're not planting much, just like 50 little plants. And then, as I said, we select the strongest for this one. We're not going to really bother with the fertilizing of it too much. We're really going to make it rough it out,
Yes, yeah.
And then the healthiest ones we'll select seed from. And we'll do that over a number of generations. And hopefully we'll come up with a tobacco that can handle Cayman, Cayman soil.
Right. Because the conditions here are a bit different.
It is a lot different.
Yeah. Yes.
Not to say that we weren't having success, but any way to
right.
make it easier on us.
And you've got more stuff further down that path.
Down that way is what we call the commercial field.
Okay.
And we've got maybe about 2 acres cleared down there. And that's where we have things like eggplants, we have Scotch bonnet peppers, we have okra, we have some dragon fruit and stuff growing down there, papayas,
Fantastic.
sugar cane. Yeah, so
it's
a nice little area. And we've also got in the back there coconut trees. So when I first came to work at the farm here, and they said that we were making coconut oil, I thought, oh, okay, great, because there's so many coconut trees in Cayman, we should be able to collect all these brown coconuts really easily. But it was a lot harder than we thought because, the people that were willing to give us coconuts, when we told them that they had to leave the coconuts on the tree, they were like, no, sorry, can't really manage to do that because, it makes sense when hurricane season rolls around, they didn't want to have those things as possible.
Right. So you have to wait until the coconut is at a certain stage.
Yeah, it has
Before
to
you're
be
taking
brown.
it off. Ah, I
Yeah.
see.
And you can't force brown it either. You
Right.
have to leave it on the tree.
On the tree,
So
yeah.
what we did was we planted about 400 coconut trees down there. That was about 5 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And they're growing well, and they're starting to bear now. So
Okay.
we'll soon be self-sufficient in
coconuts.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And then what we don't need for ourselves, we could possibly cut green for coconut water and sell that, because I know everybody loves
Of course.
coconut water.
Yeah, they're hard to get now because so many people are
Exactly.
are
That was
in the
the other-
coconut water business.
The other reason we couldn't get brown coconuts was because people cut them
Yeah.
for water. So we had
Absolutely.
there's a couple struggles with that.
Yeah.
But we can come around this way now.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
show you our orchard that we're now planting. We're really excited.
How
about
long
that.
have you been here? You've been here from day one?
No.
No.
The organization started in 2017,
Okay.
and I joined in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I know you've been here a long time.
Been a while. Yeah, I've been here a while.
Yeah.
But you know,
Fantastic.
it's amazing what we've done so far
Yeah.
here. And,
Absolutely.
a lot of people, you know, when they come to visit us every couple of years, they're always so amazed by what we've done. But because we work here every day, you don't really notice it, I guess.
The improvement.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you guys? Good, good, good to see you. Yeah,
See, Robert found me
absolutely.
any mangoes. Sasha to Robert. I'm in the office. Where you going? He's still looking mangoes. Oh, there he is. I was checking if you had got some mangoes. You found any mangoes? Hmm. I guess we could look in here quickly. It's kind of interesting.
Oh, those are beautiful. Yeah, but I like them hard, you know. They have to be turned yellow
Really
and
yellow.
hard,
Yeah.
not soft.
know
I
you
won't
did
eat them if
before.
they're soft.
Gee,
I know.
picky.
I know. Absolutely love them though. And now
This one good, right?
That one don't look too bad.
that's a little bit soft for me, to be honest.
Or this one kind of too soft.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
so I like them. Yeah. I mean, you can give it to me, but this is what I'm looking for. Hard and
Okay, I'll fix it up for you.
yes, thank you so much.
So let me just show you what's happening in here, I guess. This is our vegetable garden.
Okay.
And we have some peppers in here right now, but then the interesting thing I guess we have growing in here is we started growing turmeric. So these plants that look like lilies here, these are our turmeric plants, and we also have some ginger that we're growing. So we're trying to get into the seasonings and stuff. When we do our
Gorgeous.
hot sauces and stuff, I have to
Yeah.
normally go out to get those ingredients, but if we could grow them here, of course, that's even better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and we've harvested
Beautiful.
a few times from the turmeric. It's really
Nice.
good producing crop.
And turmeric is supposed to be good for
Yeah, very healthy.
joints and other things.
Inflammation, yeah.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Turmeric tea, ginger tea. Beautiful.
All right, and then I guess last little project that's really coming along is our orchard. So we cleared out a lot of land over here. Shade a little bit. So even though we have all these established fruit trees, and yeah, we're really grateful to have them, it's sometimes it's difficult to harvest from them. A lot of them are really big. They're spread out all over the place.
Right.
Hard to fertilize and water them because
Yeah.
they're just scattered. So we decided that we would clear some land. So we have a lot of land cleared all the way wrapping around here.
Okay.
And we've now gone in, we've started planting it out. We've got avocados in here, we have mangoes planted in here.
Oh, wow.
We have jackfruit planted in here, akis. Like I said, we're gonna do breadfruit.
Yeah.
We have soursop and sweet sop, custard
Nice.
apple, Barbados cherries.
Wow.
And everything is nicely, set up and lined up so that we can run water along and fertilize and irrigate them if they need to be. And harvesting them will be a lot easier as well because they're all in one place. So
Beautiful.
in the next, I guess, 4 or 5 years,
Yes.
that should really look
That should come
amazing.
to fruition a bit
Yes,
more.
Yes.
Yep.
Alrighty. There's more of the peacocks.
This is jackfruit, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever had jackfruit.
Good, very nice high earning crop that we get.
Huh.
Because they're such large fruit.
Yeah.
So, you know, one of them can weigh about 15. Peacocks. Let me see this mango, yeah.
Oh my goodness, this bird is so beautiful.
I
This
know.
peacock. Oh
It's
my
their breeding
gosh.
season now as well.
So,
It was their breeding season.
yes,
And the
wow.
chicks are now coming out. So all the little baby chicks
Oh.
are running around.
Oh
Around the
my.
place.
Look at how pretty.
Tame as anything.
Wow. How many do you think you have? I see at
Oh,
least 3.
I would
I see
say
at least 6
A
here.
lot. I mean, I don't know, 100.
100?
Yeah, they're scattered around. So
Wow.
there's like, I guess they have their little areas where
Yeah.
certain flocks hang out. So, you know, you
Right.
got some here, you got
Little
some
territory.
compost.
Yeah.
The-
And it's the males that are the most beautiful, right?
Right, right.
Oh my goodness, they're gorgeous. Look at this one. He is so pretty. Oh my goodness.
And this is his spot. So almost every morning he's out here dancing around with his
Ah!
tail.
trying to get him
fanning out,
trying to get my girlfriend.
Trying to pick him up.
Oh my, look at him, folks. Oh, he's so beautiful. Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, they are beautiful though.
Yeah, very pretty. Look at the feathers. Oh, so pretty. Absolutely gorgeous. Huh. All right. Got lots of pretty colors on him.
Yes, you can get a better view too of the orchard from up here.
Mm-hmm.
Thing now is maintaining the bush. Try and keep that from overgrowing everything, but yeah. So you can see all back there, we've got trees
Mm-hmm.
planted out. Yeah.
Very pretty. Wow. Well, thank you so much, Sasha. This is certainly amazing.
You're
It's
welcome.
always wonderful to be on the farm and to get caught up with you guys. See what new stuff you have going on here.
Yeah. So it's been a little while, yeah. since
Yeah,
you
it's
were
been a
up.
couple years that I haven't been out. So always happy to come and visit.
Head back this way. Look like Robert got you a bag of,
Oh, I love it.
of something.
Absolutely love it.
Susanna.
Wow. Is this an avocado tree?
This
No,
one
what
here.
is this?
This is a star apple.
Oh, star apple.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's some on the tree still.
Yeah. Okay.
Another huge tree that's so hard to manage, you know.
Yeah.
Can't reach anything up there.
Oh my gosh.
So we're probably try to do some pruning.
Yes.
Pruning this later this year. All right, so Beacon Farms offers tours of the property on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11. You don't need to make a reservation. Just come up at 11 o'clock and you can join a walking tour.
Absolutely beautiful. Bring bug spray.
Yes, and a hat.
And a hat, yes. And some comfortable
good
walking
shoes.
shoes.
Right.
Good shoes, absolutely. Well, Sasha, thank you
Yeah.
so much.
You're
Really
welcome.
appreciate chatting with you and Sandy today.
Thanks for coming.